Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we cut through the noise to get to the most compelling insights. Today, we're taking a deep dive into something that might surprise you as a source of, well, relaxation and focused creativity.
Yeah.
Adult coloring books. You might think coloring is just for kids, right? But our sources today paint a much richer picture.
That's right. We've gathered insights from several product descriptions by author Catherine D. Groves, looking at her range of coloring books. Our mission today is really to unpack specifics, the product details, understand the benefits these books offer adults, highlight a release that's, well, particularly timely, and dive into a key design feature that seems to really enhance the whole experience.
Okay, let's unpack this then. What is it about these books that has adults, picking up crayons and colored pencils again? And what makes a good adult coloring book? Is it just the pictures? For many people, I think the idea of an adult coloring book might still feel a bit novel, maybe even a little strange, but our sources are clearly pointing to some significant benefits for grown-ups. What really stands out to you about the appeal?
Well, what's fascinating is how the descriptions consistently highlight the impact on adults. It's not just fluff. For instance, the Unbound Harmony book, it explicitly says its mandalas and patterns are excellent for de-stressing and relaxing. That's pretty direct.
De-stressing and relaxing. Okay.
Yeah, and similarly, the Sweet Halloween book, while it's approachable for kids, the description notes it's just right for adults who want a stress-free coloring experience. So this points to a clear therapeutic benefit. It's positioned as a way to unwind, find some calm in a, busy world.
So it's definitely not just a childhood throwback then. It sounds like a genuine tool for mindfulness, for relaxation. It's about more than just making pretty pictures, clearly.
Precisely. It seems to encourage a focused kind of meditative state. It pulls you away from, say, digital distractions and into this tangible creative activity, which raises an important question. What exactly contributes to that stress-free experience? Is it just the act of coloring?
That's a good point. And one detail that pops up again and again across these books is the mention of single-sided pages. Now, this might seem minor, right? A small detail, but the sources really emphasize it. What does this actually mean for the person using the book?
Okay, so if we connect this back to that idea of a stress-free coloring experience, this single-sided page feature is actually quite crucial. It's clearly a deliberate choice. Every one of the books we looked at, Cats and Kittens, Kittens and Roses, Sweet Halloween, and Unbound Harmony, they all specifically mention this design choice.
Right. And they say it's for your convenience and enjoyment, or so you can enjoy every picture. So what's the practical implication there? What problem is it solving?
It's really about freedom and quality. With
Yeah.
single-sided pages, you just don't have to worry about colors bleeding through to the next image. That can be a real frustration, especially if you're using markers or gel pens. It kind of ruins the relaxation vibe, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I can see that.
And it also means you can easily remove your finished artwork. You can display it, frame it, give it as a gift, whatever, without sacrificing the image that would have been on the back. So it enhances the enjoyment, removes a common barrier, and just makes the whole process feel a bit more, premium, more thoughtful.
That makes sense. It respects the effort someone puts in. Okay, so we've touched on the general benefits, this key design element. Let's dive into the specific books from Catherine D. Groves. She seems to have quite a range. We've got several from her coloring book collections series, plus this standalone holiday one.
Indeed. And Catherine D. Groves, the sources mention she lives in Oklahoma City with her two cats, Sammy and Phantom, which maybe explains some of the themes. And importantly, she publishes independently.
Ah, okay. A
Yeah.
cat person. So let's unpack the coloring book collection series. What are the highlights of the first one, Cats and Kittens?
Right, Cats and Kittens, a coloring book. This came out December 15th, 2023. It's the first in that series. It has 45 unique images, all cats and kittens, naturally. And the style apparently ranges from cartoonish to realistic, so there's variety there. It's a 92-page paperback, standard sort of coloring book size, 8.5 by 11 inches, roughly.
Okay, 45 cat pictures. Got it. And then the second in that series was Kittens and Roses. That sounds quite specific.
It does, doesn't it? Kittens and Roses, a coloring book, was released pretty soon after, January 15, 2024. Also 45 unique pages, but this time combining kittens with roses. And here's an interesting detail. The description notes these images were created with the assistance of AI and then edited.
Oh, AI assistance. That is interesting. How does that usually work in something like this? Does the AI draw the kittens?
Well, probably not entirely. It's more likely AI tools were used to, say, generate initial patterns or maybe composition ideas or variations on the theme, maybe creating lots of different kitten and rose layouts quickly. Then the artist, Catherine, would step in to refine them, edit them, add her own style, fix any weirdness the AI produced. So it's like a collaboration tool, helping her create maybe more complex or varied images efficiently.
Fascinating. A blend of tech and human touch. Okay, so what about the third book in that series? Did it stick with animals?
No, this one shifts gears completely. The third is Unbound Harmony, a coloring book, published March 17th, 2024. This one moves into mandalas and a wide variety of patterns and designs. It's much bigger, to 90 unique coloring pages. It's a hefty 182 pages total, and interestingly, it's square 8.5 by 8.5 inches. And again, the description mentions AI was used as a tool in its creation, particularly for these complex patterns.
90 pages, wow. And square format. That feels suited to mandala somehow.
It does. And as we mentioned earlier, these are the ones highlighted specifically as excellent for de-stressing and relaxing. The focus shifts from, say, cute animals to these more intricate, perhaps more meditative patterns.
Right. Makes sense. Okay, so now, moving away from that series, we have Sweet Halloween,
Yeah.
a coloring book. This one's part of a different series, Assorted Holiday Candy Jar. And this feels particularly relevant right now, doesn't it?
Extremely relevant. This raises that important question of timing.
Okay.
Today's date is September 6th, 2025. This book, Sweet Halloween, was published August 30th, 2025.
Wow, okay, so just over a week ago.
Exactly. It's incredibly current. It's hitting the market just as people are starting to think about Halloween, about fall activities. Perfect timing for the season.
Here's where it gets really interesting then. So what does this book offer for someone wanting to get into the Halloween spirit with coloring?
Well, it's described as a super cute collection of 45 Halloween images to color. It seems to have a mix: scenes, patterns, cute characters. So variety again. And crucially, it says it's simple enough for kids, but just right for adults who want a stress-free coloring experience.
So it bridges that gap. Good for families, maybe?
Potentially, yeah. Or just adults who want something fun and not overly complicated for the holiday. And like the others, each on a separate page. Can't forget that. It's a 92-page paperback, and this one's also square, but slightly smaller at 8.25 inches. Its recent release just makes it a really timely, accessible option for some seasonal, mindful fun.
So let's pull this all together. What does this deep dive tell us? We've looked at Catherine D. Grove's collection, the cats, the kittens and roses, the intricate patterns in Unbound Harmony, and this very timely Sweet Halloween. We've seen clear evidence that adult coloring offers real benefits for de-stressing, for relaxation, a kind of mindfulness tool.
Right. And we saw how a simple design choice, like those single-sided pages, really makes a practical difference to the experience. It removes frustration, allows for more freedom with materials.
It lets you actually enjoy the process and the result, maybe even display it.
Exactly. And we also touched on how modern tools like AI are being integrated into the creative process, even for something seemingly traditional like coloring books.
So if we connect this to the bigger picture, what's the takeaway?
I think it really highlights how accessible creative outlets can be and how beneficial, even in simple forms. These books offer a structured, yet still flexible way to engage in something that fosters calm and focus. They tap into that desire many of us have for something hands-on, something tangible, especially when we're surrounded by screens. It's kind of an antidote to the digital world.
A tangible escape. I like that. So perhaps the provocative thought for you, the listener, is this. Consider how a simple activity, maybe one you haven't thought about since childhood, can be repackaged and presented to meet a very real, very adult need for calm, for creativity, and yeah, even for a bit of seasonal fun. Maybe your next moment of peace, your next bit of mindful focus is just a coloring page away.